actually, this is something that sin lies about, and sin is a deceiver. So in Hebrews chapter 3, verse 13, we see that sin is actually very deceitful. And you know what lie sin tells you? Sin will tell you that it's the highest form of pleasure. But what if sin is actually the lowest form of pleasure available to human beings? Is dog food food? Is dog food food? Come on. Yep, Purina, Pedigree. What else you guys feed your dog? Some of you get the organic stuff in the can that you keep in the fridge. But is dog food food? Yes. Is sin pleasureful? Yes. Get the point? Dog food is food, but it's the lowest quality of food. Close to Taco Bell. But anyway, no, that's what I read somewhere, that Taco Bell. So if you love Taco Bell, it's food. It's food. It's not the highest quality food, but nonetheless, it's food. Sin, pleasure, does it bring it? Does it have some contained in it? Yes. But it's the lowest form. And sin will lie to you, saying that this Pedigree or Purina is actually higher quality than filet mignon. That's the lie. And you know, if all you ate was dog food, you know, your whole life, you may even crave it. When you get hungry, that's the first thing you turn to. But when you actually start feeding on the good stuff, then it would be hard to go back. You know, I mean, come on. If you have a diet of really high quality food, then yeah, that's not just more nutritious, but it's even more pleasurable. Because, I mean, there's a lot of things that taste better than dog food. And then you regularly feed on that, then don't you think that maybe you'll lose your appetite for dog food? So, you know, let's talk about holiness. What if God is calling us to live a holy life, not to minimize our pleasure, but to actually maximize it? I mean, let's just think about this. What if God is not a killjoy, as religion has portrayed, but God is the one who wants to give us joy that's out of this world, literally, that's from heaven, that's divine. I mean, isn't it safe to assume that the creator of pleasure and joy can outdo all the imitation brands? I remember when I was a youth pastor, I was reaching out to this one troubled kid. And he was about 18 years old. He was old enough to do a lot of crazy things, and he was just going nuts. And so Meg and I, we took him to the Cheesecake Factory. We just spent some time with him. And here we are having a nice dinner. And then he asked us this question: so what do you guys like to do? And I told him what I really like to do. I said, you really want to know what I love to do? I love when I'm in my room alone and I have my Bible open and I have some soft music playing in the background. And I just begin to read the Word and meditate on the Word. And my heart comes alive. I start feeling the presence of God going through my body, head to toe. I start feeling the very heart of God. I start hearing the Holy Spirit speaking to me intimately and personally. Oh, I feel the pleasures of God's presence. I feel the pleasure of God's heart and His love for me. And there's nothing like it. That's what I like to do. You should have saw his response. It's like, are you serious? I mean, because this was the stuff he was into. He was into weed. He was into getting drunk with his friends. He was into, messing around with girls. And to him, that was the highest form of pleasure. So here I'm telling him, when I spend time with the Lord, with him, this word, and he begins to minister to me, oh, there's nothing like it. I mean, he thought I was nuts. But, I told him, when I was in junior high, I did all the stuff you're doing now, and it's pretty lame. It doesn't compare to this. You've never been in this, so you can't you can't make judgments about this, but I can make a judgment about your lesser pleasures because I know a little bit of it. I mean, here he is. He thinks I'm weird because I feast on steak. He thinks I'm weird because I go to 5-star buffets. Yet I think he's weird because he eats dog food. I thought